Hi, Daddy.
Welcome to the Sam and Ryan channel. My name is Sam.
My name's Ryan.
That's us.
I hate this video. I hate that we're doing this. I'm so mad.
It's gonna be a fun adventure. What are we doing today, Ryan?
This is such a bull upload. 2 weeks ago, we did our first commentary style video.
Yeah.
And I was talking about how if we were to do a commentary video on something, it should be water wigglers. Those weird 90s toys that are they're like phallic, slippery cylinders of goo that are wrapped in plastic, and they accumulate all the hair and crumbs on the carpet, and they're a germy mess of phallic goop.
And for some reason, they're children's toys.
Yeah, specifically designed for children. So I mentioned that, and we haven't really been left alone about them ever since.
No.
Ever since I mentioned my strange fear of water
wigglers, especially in our Twitch endeavors.
Yeah, we started a Twitch stream. It's been going very well. I've been having a fantastic time, but particularly in those chats, water wiggler supremacy has taken hold of a big chunk of the dadverse.
It has. I think so much of it is because of how uncomfortable they make us.
Yeah.
Our daddy fans have realized that, and they are just running with it.
Yeah, the dads have weaponized water wigglers.
Yes, water wigglers have become a weapon.
So much so that their emotes on Twitch, their emotes in our Discord, they're everywhere. We can't escape them. And so, lo and behold, we're doing a whole video about water wigglers because I don't see what choice we have.
No, bite the bullet.
That's right.
We just have to fully immerse ourselves.
Yep. Sometimes you're driving daddy, sometimes daddy's driving you.
Yeah, truly.
It was weird.
It was really weird. So, like it or not, water wigglers are a part of the daddy fandom now.
Part of the dad lore. Nothing
part of
we
the
can
dad
do
lore.
about it.
It's canon.
The dad lore. Oh man, there's some book. There's some just of all of our weird vocabulary.
All of our weird vocabulary.
The dad lore. Sometimes what Sam and I just have to do is embrace a thing. Mm-hmm. And so we embraced it. And we are now in possession of water wigglers.
I'm scared to play. I'm scared to play with these on camera because I feel like I can't do anything, or else it will end up on another site.
It'll end up on the internet.
End up somewhere we are not putting this.
They look like
it's. No, you can't say that.
But can I put an eggplant over my mouth when I say it?
Sure. I understand that as a child, all you're thinking about is oh, squishy, because sometimes we all know that they would be clear, and they would have things on the inside, and they're called sensory toys, which I get, but they're already covered in hair just from being in a box.
Put my finger into one, and I just realized.
Yeah, it's gross. How are we even supposed to talk about these without getting demonetized?
Demonetized, put up on a pay-per-view site? I'm afraid of what is going to happen to us just by being in possession of these on the internet. What is it?
It is really pretty to see the shiny stuff on the inside, but it's the physical act of playing with them that is just no.
I know,
no.
but that's
squeeze it. I think.
But it's that's the.
Aren't you supposed to?
You're supposed to.
Shake it?
Yes, because that's it. That's the way that it's particularly slippery when you do that.
Yeah.
What?
But you can't do that on camera.
And they're so phallic and so.
The reverse of phallic.
Vaginal.
Ah!
Did I not say that word?
I don't know.
It's educational.
It just feels like we're on the borderline.
I know. Well, but that's what they've done to us. Water wigglers put us on the borderline.
Why are childhood toys always just seen in a different light when I keep dropping them?
Should we just put them down? Should we retire the water wigglers?
No, I'm gonna hold on to this one.
Okay.
Why are they always seen in a different light when you're older? Do you know what I mean? I feel like there are so many things where it's just you grow up and you're why this?
No. there are 90s toys that I love, that I have grown up and only admired more. Like, this was part of my childhood. Thank you, Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? Like, this is particularly weird. Like, 90s toys overall were dope, but, like, this toy in particular is really weird.
I feel like there were more that were, like, this level of weird.
As interested as I am in making a whole video about water wigglers, I kind of actually want to just, like, let's take a trip down memory lane at, like, 90s, 2000s toys, like, in general.
Yeah.
I think this is a tier list moment.
I concur. Because there were so many that were either, like, just really weird.
That's so, because the only things that I can think about are, like, dope. I feel like one of three things is going to happen right now. We're either going to unlock some crazy memories for people.
Yeah.
Or we're going to make people feel either really old or really young, because they're going to have no idea what we're talking about.
Let's see what happens.
Without further ado,
here's
our
the
90s kids, 2000s kids toys
tier list. Yeah. So first, if you are new to the tier list making process, we have already set up our tiers. Here we go, in order from worst to best. D tier, bottom tier, we have recall.
Like, this never should have been on the shelves, and if it isn't off the shelves by now, it should be.
Exactly.
This is either hazardous or gross.
Or just, like, scary.
Yes.
Because I remember growing up, there were so many toys that, like, I was playing with when they got recalled. And it was like, oh, okay. So that's the bottom tier. Next up from that, we have why?
This is our C tier, just a simple why, just kind of like, whose idea was this? Why was this the choice? Like you could have made any kid's toy and you chose to make this.
Yeah, like, also, this tier is just full of products that make me think, like, no children were involved in the field research.
You did no market testing whatsoever.
No market research.
Absolutely.
Like, a child never even saw this before it went on.
Right. Like, you don't need to be recalled. It's not like it's dangerous. It's just Why?
And then the next tier above that is garage sale.
B tier, like, standard. This is your standard issue tier. This is just sort of like, I had this, and then I sold it.
Rid of it.
Like, I had it, played with it for a week, and then it was someone else's.
Yeah.
In the spring.
I miss garage sales.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like they're not that common anymore? Next commentary video. How Goodwill has ruined garage sales.
Here's a funny game, though. Garage sales, stoop sales, swap meets, there are different names for them depending on where you live. So it's a regional variant. What do you call a garage sale? Garage sale is just where you...
Yard sale.
Yeah, yard sale, where you sell all your stuff to people.
In your yard.
In your yard or garage, or near your house in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Next, above that...
A tier.
A tier. Brittany. Just like... a wonderful thing from the 90s and early 2000s that we have a specific place in our heart for.
Royalty.
Princess of pop,
like,
you know?
This is a 90s staple.
Yes. And then we have S tier. This is top tier. Buy now. This is, I want this right now.
Amazon Prime this to me. Exactly. I want it tomorrow on my stoop. Like, I will play with this toy today
now.
As a full grown-up.
Adult.
Yes.
Buy now.
So I think a great place to start is with these abominations.
The Wata Wiggler.
The thing that binds us all together. The Wiggler that brought this whole video to life.
No, I hated it.
This is a recall. Like, what? This never should have existed. This is nasty. It's nasty.
It's gross. It picks up all of the dirt and dust, and, like, you want your kid just putting their dirty hands all over it?
Yeah.
Like, what purpose does this serve as a toy?
Yeah.
Except to make others uncomfortable.
It's just
recall.
A sticky phallic vacuum. You gross manufacturing. No! Stop it with this! You want a kid to play with this?
Stop it.
It's a penis!
Now, another toy I want to talk about, I feel like we have to talk about, with, like, late 90s, early 2000s toys. Bratz Dolls.
Woof.
Now, I definitely had them, I had a lot of them because at the time I was like, they're cute dolls that come with a lot of clothes. That's pretty fun. But at a certain age, I was like, what is wrong with these dolls? Why are their lips so big? Why are their feet huge? Why are their waists so tiny? And why are their eyes so big too? Like, it's literally...
Yeah, it's like, come for the Bratz doll, stay for the body dysmorphia.
It's just like toxic. It's just like, why? Why would you design a doll like this?
Why? It's a why. Why is this here? Yeah.
Bratz dolls.
Why?
What?
I don't think you could talk about 90s, 2000s toys without talking about the Tamagotchi. It's a buy now for me. Like, I have enough time in my day to take on one more thing. I can care for a It's a responsibility.
It is.
And I am ready to take that Tamagotchi through its full life until it's a little angel at the end.
Yeah, Tamagotchis...
I'm ready for you, Tamagotchi. I will commit to you, Tamagotchi.
Yeah, Tamagotchis are a buy now.
Buy now.
I vividly remember playing with my friend's Tamagotchi for the very first time, and, like, that's a buy now for sure.
Hundo.
I also feel like you can't bring up 90s, 2000 toys without talking about one that probably gave us all nightmares, Furbies.
I knew you were going to say that.
Furbies were the scariest things. If you guys don't know what a Furby is, think a gremlin robot that we willingly purchased.
Like, and we put our fingers in its mouth, and we pushed its belly until it laughed demonically.
Just this creepy little bird robot.
It's a why. I mean, frankly, it's maybe too scary to just be a why.
Well,
do we have to go all the way to recall with this?
I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence because it's definitely a why for me because like I get it. Like make cute little furry robot toys, but the Furby was not it. It was scary. And also like the fact that they would turn on randomly by themselves and like you would try and hide it in the closet and turn it off and then it would just make a noise and like they were scary. Yeah. And like that feels like recall to me. Yeah. Like I'm just like, I don't want this on the shelf.
Before Alexa was always listening, Furby was always listening. It's a recall. It's too creepy to be a why.
Creepy.
It's recall all the way.
This is definitely a bit more 2000s, but one of my favorite toys was Webkins. Did you ever play with Webkins?
No, but my little cousins did.
Oh my gosh, Webkins were these really cute stuffed animals, like great quality and everything too. Wasn't cheap. That came with a code that led you into an online world where you got to build a house and like take care of them, play all these mini games. Like 10 out of 10 experience. Yeah. So much fun. I would probably buy one now. Wow. But like they made me so happy. I don't know if I'm actually gonna play the game, so I don't think it's a fully buy now. I think it's more of a like Britney category.
It was a very emotional journey you took us on though.
It was. I know the highs and lows. Webkins, man.
I never played with Webkins, and this doesn't count because it's not a toy, but anyone out there remember Neopets? Because that was my ish. And every time people talk about Webkins, I always say, I didn't play with Webkins, but did you play with Neopets? And they're not even remotely close to the same thing.
Oh, really?
It's just always the way that I tried to relate, because they, sound-ish the same, sort of. Anyway.
Webkins, man. Britney.
Good times. Okay, so if we're going down the pet hole for the pet if we're following the pet thread for a second here, did you ever have Poochies?
No.
The little robots with the like plastic colored ears.
Eye dogs?
No. But I had eye dogs too.
Oh, okay.
Poochies were like robots. Like their eyes were like a screen, and they like looked metallic, and their ears were like plastic with different colors.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
And they came with like a little like magnetic bone that you would like feed them, and it would like activate their little sensor on their nose.
I didn't have one.
Yeah, they had like Poochie, and then like Cat Chi, and then like Bird Chi. I don't think those were their names, but there was a Poochie one, a dog, a cat, and a bird. And it was one of those things that it was just like so hyped, and it was like, this is a robot, and this is the coolest thing ever, but it had like 3 functions, and, the batteries died in 15 minutes. But me and my sister, like, we saw that commercial, and we needed these Poochies. But then, yeah, we played with it for a week, and it collected dust on our dresser. So I guess that's probably like garage sale. Yeah,
it's interesting because that makes me think of iDogs, and like I think I bought my first iDog at a garage sale.
Yeah.
So like in that same category.
Absolutely.
Something that kind of reminds me of this.
Okay, so I hate it already.
But is better. Silly Putty.
Oh, don't you dare besmirch the good name of Silly Putty by comparing it to Water Wigglers.
I'm just talking about, like, toys that we had as kids that were all about just keeping your hands busy.
Yeah.
Like, Silly Putty was a classic.
Absolutely. Silly Putty was cool, though. Like, it was creative. You could build it. You could stretch it. You could fidget with it. You could roll it into a ball and it would bounce.
It bounced.
Like,
it would get really dirty, but it would bounce. I think it's just one of those like classic '90s toys, which makes me think it goes in Britney category.
I would put Silly Putty in Britney for sure. Cool. But
I'm sorry I compared it to Water Wigglers.
Nary a time shall you do that again. Okay. Thank you.
Speaking of silly.
Silly bands! Silly bands, absolutely.
Okay, silly bands were everything. If you are not aware, there were these little bracelets that at first just looked like these little rubber bracelets you were wearing, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. But then you took them off, and they were in a shape.
They'd have a shape.
They would have a shape.
There would be
dinosaurs
of them. Yes, dinosaurs,
like,
and stars and hearts and
guitars, bones.
Yes.
Like they had all these variety packs and everything, and it was such a wild craze. I think it was one of the biggest like toy crazes that swept my middle school. So I guess this is like later 2000 or like later 2000s.
Yeah, I don't know if this counts as a 90s toy.
But I'm bringing it up because like childhood for sure.
Yeah.
Because I remember my school banned them because people were selling them. At first, everybody started like trading bands to like try and collect packs and everything because they were selling out everywhere. And then students started fully selling them like in the bathroom. So my school just banned them.
Your school hates capitalism? These are young entrepreneurs. Supply and demand. Silly bands.
I mean, really smart kids. Silly bands I would buy now. I would fully buy and wear now.
Oh my god. What?
Wait, I want to actually check on Amazon. Like, just to see if they're available.
Oh!
That's $144 for only $12.
I mean, great retail value.
These 24, a pack of okay, I'm buying some, for sure. Silly bands are a buy now.
Yeah.
Buy now for sure.
Did you ever have Crazy Bones?
No, I actually didn't.
Okay, I still don't know what they are. They're little plastic figurines, and apparently there's a game where like you use them to knock each other's little Crazy Bones down, and then like Burger King started selling like Ultra Crazy Bones because like the figurines were this big, but the Burger King ones were this one big, and then you would play with those in the game, and it was like, well, I have this huge one that's gonna kill all your Crazy Bones, but it wasn't really a game. Like I just had them. They were just
like collectibles?
I guess, but there was a game, I don't know, I still don't understand what they are. And we were upset, like, it was just one of those things where, like, everyone had them, so you have to have them. It was like a TikTok trend before the internet. It was just like a stupid thing you had to do if you wanted to be accepted on the playground. So, it doesn't need to be recalled. I guess the most dangerous thing you could ever do is be a choking hazard, but it's just kind of like, why to me? Like, I still don't know what you are. Why do you exist? What benefit to humanity were Crazy Bones?
That reminds me of Mighty Beans.
Mighty Beans!
Did you ever see those?
What is with all of these, like, 90s toys? Just adjective noun. Crazy Bones. Mighty Beans.
Mighty Beans. And also, all of these commercials were so hyped.
Oh, epic. Like,
it was like, Mighty Beans!
Yes,
like, you need this.
It's the coolest thing ever. It's a bean that stands up.
Exactly. It's just like a little bean that, like, you toggle and it doesn't fall.
Like, it's
like, what?
It's all the best parts of what are those bebops? What are those things that you push over? That you push over and they come back.
A bebop?
No, like they stood up and you it's a baby toy. It's a baby toy. It's like a clown boy that like stands up and you push him down.
Sounds like it's a Mighty Beans to me. So even like Mighty Beans for me are another why.
And yet
I don't
we're
understand.
all so obsessed with them. Okay, so 2 Ys in a row.
Yeah.
Not looking good for the 90s right now.
No. Oh. Let me just say this. Sock and boppers!
Sock and boppers!
Oh my gosh. Like a Britney tear if I've ever heard one. Sock and boppers were basically just these big inflatable things that you would put your hand
water
in.
wings. I mean, they were basically water wings.
For your fist. So you could hit your siblings
out of each other.
Like, you could just, it was an excuse. So you could just fight your friends and siblings and get away with it.
God.
They were the best. I think we reviewed them on Dope or Nope one time, and I think I got to, like, punch either Tanner or Matt in the face with one.
And it's litty.
And it still hurts.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just hard plastic hitting you in the face still. But so much fun. Those commercials were lit.
Oh my god. It was one of those things where it's like, I have to have that. Like, just like, Mom, look at this commercial.
I need it now.
Yeah.
Sock and Boppers were Britney for sure.
Britney tier. Yeah, because, like, not by now. Because I'm afraid.
I'm scared of them now.
Yeah.
As a child, I was innocent enough to just get hit in the face with them. Sock and Boppers was one of those things that makes me think of, like, oh, okay, this was a toy that was just making us get physical. And another toy from, like, the 90s and 2000s that also felt like it was just an excuse to make you exercise. Skip-Its. Skip-Its, even though I loved them, I loved my Skip-It. But it hurt my ankles so badly.
Well, right, whose idea was, okay, so we're going to put a plastic disc around one ankle, and that ankle is going to generate enough inertia to move a giant plastic obelisk around that disc, constantly whirling itself at your other exposed ankle.
It's just one of those things where I loved it, but, like, it hurt. And if it hurt me a lot as a child, I'm putting it into recall.
Recall. All those toys that hurt me, all those toys that broke my heart.
Recall.
Recall.
Oh, another recall. Like, a legitimate recall of 90s toys. Sky Dancers. Do you know what those were?
Isn't that the butterfly that got in the fire?
Yes!
Yeah.
So Sky Dancers were basically this, like, little Barbie fairy thing with wings. You would pull on it, kind of like those, like, Beyblades. How it was, like, you would do that, but it would go up and it would fly.
But not...
But you could not control it.
Couldn't control it. Can't be tamed.
No, could not be tamed. People were using them indoors because, like, nothing said to not.
Right.
It wasn't marketed as, like, a kite, like, which it probably should have been, because they were so aggressive. And, like, so I'm putting it into the recall because they were literally recalled.
Lols. Alright, let's wrap it up with some good ones. Here's a memory unlock for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Moon shoes.
I am so happy to say that I have played with moon shoes, like, in the last 3 years.
Wow.
On Battle Universe, there were a couple challenges where we had to wear moon shoes. Oh my god.
That's incredible.
I mean, I think that tells you where I want it in...
I want them now.
I want them now. By now. I want to play with them as an adult.
3 pairs of tennis shoes, 2 pairs of heels, and a pair of moon shoes.
That's
is what
all
I
you
need in my closet.
That is all you need. Moon shoes. By now. I think that's all the toys I can
Comprehensive 90s, 2000s toy list.
I mean, we freaking did it.
Toy
what a
list,
blast from the past.
Toy tier list.
Toy tier list.
Toy tier list.
Toy tier list. TTL.
Water wigglers suck.
Moral of the
terrible. Story. I can't believe we did this.
We did it,
like
and we did
subscribe.
it for you. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this little trip down memory lane.
I just want someone's mind to just be unlocked with all of these things you forgot existed. That's really all I care about. Just someone, I hope.
Just someone out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to get in on all of the Water Wiggler inside joke action, be sure to go and sub to Ryan on Twitch. We stream Sundays and Wednesday nights, so come join us. It'll be really fun. Okay, love you guys. Bye, Daddy.